With a market that large, I think you said mentioned 32,000 transactions in the space. A market that large, and as you've described, the kind of assets you're looking for and the process you're going for, my assumption is that's not everyone's game. I think it sounds like you really have to know what you're doing in this market to be able to play it. You're going to have to go through a lot of deal volume, a lot of flow. You're going to have people on the ground with the right knowledge in this space. Maybe you can just tell us a little bit about that process, how you as a company go through finding and acquiring the deals and sifting through what must be a very large potential pipeline.
It's a very good question, Lyndon. I mean, when we first formed our firm, we realized we needed a different approach to transaction sourcing. And so we did that by virtue of staffing a team who basically just focus on new business development and meeting local operating partners around the US. We've met over 5,000 groups now in our 21 years of operating history. And part of the process is understanding what those groups do, have done, and want to do, and making sure that there's both a cultural fit as well as a cohesive approach to investing. We're a very process-driven investor. We review between 2,500 and 3,000 transactions per year from our operating partner network. The only way to be able to go through that many transactions is by having a replicable process that enables you to take the information in, quickly make an assessment as to relative appeal across different transactions. And then also, fundamentally, one of the reasons it's so process driven is because I wanted to take the emotion out of the investing process. One of the other beauties of the middle market is that we always say to our team, don't get too attached to a transaction because there's another one just like it coming in the door. And so that, and there are specific elements that we do. So, for example, our business plans with our partners are typically 3 to 5 year business plans. At the end of the 5 years, the assessment of what that value will be is basically a completely process-driven approach to assessing residual cap rates. That's not controlled by our investment team. That's controlled by our portfolio management team. Again, separation we call it segregation of enthusiasm, because deal people have a tendency to fall in love with their deals. And so we want to basically have a calm, cool, critical view of the residual cap rate. So we've built, and we've been using our residual cap rate tool, which probably has been revised a dozen times to become more sophisticated, more nuanced, because the world's changed. So when the Federal Reserve was manipulating interest rates, we actually, and basically pushing rates down, we wanted to adjust our cap rate tool for that pressure because we knew it wouldn't persist forever. And so, so first is meet operating partners through our business development team, qualify operating partners in terms of their capability, experience, also litigation, track record, trustworthiness, who their partners are, who their references are, what do their balance sheets look like, what contingent liabilities do they have. We've learned a lot over doing this for more than 2 decades, how to assess local partners. And part of that was the global financial crisis teaching us really a key lesson, which is the measure of a good partner is in a downturn, not in a normal environment or a frothy environment. And so first is use local partners. And the reason we need to use local partners is it is impossible for a centrally organized organization or company to be able to identify the right investment opportunity at the right point in time at the right price in any one of these myriad of markets that we cover. So we have to rely upon our partners to put deals under control. We then put them through our process-driven, overview, our investment approach. Then that goes through our investment committee process to structure, approve, and then close. And then the other key part is our asset management team. We have an extremely experienced asset management team. Our asset managers have on average over 20 years of real estate asset management experience. And that is critical because again, it's a dispassionate view of what was the pro forma, what was the business plan, how's the market shifted, how are we executing, and then also taking in all the information that Blue Vista is taking in all the time, which is what's going on in the capital markets, what's going on in the debt markets, what are going on with capital flows. And so that way we can enable our local partners to make better decisions. And part of it's because we control decision making in these deals. And so that obviously helps them make better decisions if we're making, as the majority partner in the transactions, we're making the correct decisions. And so it's really a factory. We've created a centralized factory to manufacture a diverse set of opportunities. We diversify by property type. We diversify by operating partner. We diversify by geographic region. And we also diversify by underlying strategy. And we also diversify by the type of investment we make. So we'll make most of our investments are majority equity LP investments where we control investing. We'll also make GP investments where we're putting money alongside the local partner and participating in a piece of the promote off of another investor. And then we also will invest in participating preferred equity investments where the local partner is subordinating their equity to our capital. We typically are getting a 16% preferred return and a 1.6 multiple on our money first. They get the same return on their capital, and then they get 80% of the upside, and we receive 20% of the upside. And so the combination of all those different diversification levers is what creates a very stable long-term investment track record, which at this juncture, according to Cambridge Associates, our long-term 20-year return profile is, according to their value add investment database, top quartile.